Hello, my name's Jam Jam. And if you're like me, you need to have skin. Then why not come on down to Jam Jam's Skin Emporium? We've got all types of skin for you. We've got 1 skin, 2 skin, 3 skin, 4 skin. Well, you get the idea. Well, come on down to Jam Jam Skin Emporium, and we can get skins for you.
Previously on the Danger Club podcast.
Velda, look out! Owl's going to take your app.
I cast Gust of Wind at it.
I feel like it's about time I chose a class. I'm thinking barbarian.
It's very wise birds. Okay.
Did you say very wise birds?
Who is this dead owl? What happened here?
Yeah, we're going to eat him later. I can't wait.
Come up with a different line for that next bit, Bubba. You've been singing that one line over and over for the past 10 days. These plants, by the way, are well sus.
A leafy vine is just creeping around Fulton.
The adventure continues now.
Ross, have you finished your incredibly salty crisps yet?
I did. They were very nice. I had some salt and shake crisps. I don't know if they have them in any other country, but they were made famous here. You get unsalted crisps, and that comes with a little blue packet of salt. You rip the salt open, and you pour it in and shake your bag of crisps.
So would you say potato chips?
Yeah, potato chips. Sorry, for the American listeners or other people that call them chips.
So they just make you, they just sell you the product,
do the work,
and they make you do the work.
Extra work product. That's what that is. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's
also extra packaging.
It's got to be a uniquely British thing, hasn't it? It's just crisps, but less convenient than normal crisps. Isn't it?
It's the least woke packet of crisps you're going to find. Do you know what? I'm interested in British crisp, British crisp industry. I was going to make a documentary about it actually, because when you travel to other countries, you very rarely get the little sort of tiny packets, and there's very rarely the same immense selection of flavors. Like there's usually some basic ones, and they usually come in big packets. So I don't know what the sort of deal is with the British sort of infatuation with the crisp, but I planned on exploring it one time. I remember we did some filming at the workplace of ours with a
renowned crisp expert.
Hello, I'm a renowned crisp expert.
Crispin Thomas.
It was Roz, our friend Roz, and she banned herself from eating McCoy's because they were branding themselves as men's crisps, and she was like, "I'm not having that." So she stopped eating McCoy's, in protest.
Wow,
interesting. Yeah, it's funny how those, because I remember Yorkie, which is a chocolate bar here in the UK, and they marketed that as it's not for girls or whatever. And I suppose thinking the reverse mentality kind of thing, that the girls be like, sod that, I'm going to go and buy Yorkie. Yeah. But I just don't think you'd get away with that.
No,
definitely not.
Do it now. I remember that I had a discussion with a girl in university. I was in university when the Yorkie thing happened, and she was outspoken about it, smarter about it, bigger than me, and stronger than me. But I was saying the same thing. I was like, this is tongue-in-cheek cynical advertising. It's made to do the thing. But interesting that Roz then also stops buying McCoy's. Therefore, buying into the entire thing of McCoy's, because it's a win-win for them. Either they get you buying their product, or they get you buying into their thing.
I know.
It's a very British way of advertising, though, isn't it? It's kind of like, it's a bit sarcastic. It's a bit like, do you know what I mean? It's not for girls. I understand why Yorkie did it, and you definitely wouldn't do it today. But it is, as you say, very tongue-in-cheek advertising.
Well, and also, you could measure the success of an advertising campaign by how long you remember it, and we still remember that advertising campaign even now. Good or bad, which is probably a glowing success for them, unfortunately.
So a big shout out to the roaring success of the hashtag Not All Yorkies movement. A disgusting marketing campaign which clearly worked. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Danger Club podcast.
Hey!
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 Oh, hey! That's all we got. We just got noise.
That's all we got. Yeah. We were just
I like that.
doing random cheering, barking.
Hey,
You know.
What?
Going back to crisps, I was reading an interview with a British actress. I can't remember who it was, but they were saying that that's the thing that they miss the most about living in like LA. Is the fact that you can't get a bag of crisps over here, potato chips. They come in a little like kind of handy bag size, you know, so you don't have to open a massive bag because you might eat the whole thing.
30 to 35 grams usually for
very small, sort of 50 grams at the most.
Something of an expert drum. You should do a documentary on crisps.
Do you know what? I was considering it.
Speaking of crisps, what's everyone's favourite flavour? Because for a long time, mine were Brannigan's roast beef and mustard flavour, which I think were superb.
Brannigan.
They were very
Brannigan's.
good.
Yeah, the roast beef and mustard.
Cool, wow.
Yeah. Used to get them in pubs here. They're very sort of like marketed as the traditional Victorian crisp with a Victorian butcher on the front. All the other flavours, not very good, but that roast beef and mustard.
I beg to differ, James. I beg to differ muchly. The like ham one, like was so tangy. It was extraordinary. It was like ham and
cocktail.
I can't remember ham and something. Anyway,
was it ham and pickle or something like that?
Yeah, something like
ham
that,
and piccalilli or something. Actually, no, you're right. Actually, the ham was pretty.
And it was like tangy, like oh Christ, what is that? I like it. It was fucking great. So there's some good crisps.
I don't eat crisps that often or sweets, but when I do divulge, I have like a binge, right? So I don't eat any for months and months and months, and when I do, I'll consume the life force of several thousand of them. My crisps are like Knick Knacks and Doritos, sharp, small and tangy, like me. That's what I like. An overabundance of flavour packed into a small vessel. That's what I'm into.
Yeah, I can tell you what, I'm kind of similar. I don't eat crisps very often. And the other day I bought some Doritos, the hot one, the hot and spicy. And I can tell you now, if you have a mouth ulcer, my God, those things are absolutely horrific. Like, I just wafted it near the little tiny mouth ulcer I had, and it burnt with the power of 1,000 suns. It was just like, oh my God.
I'll tell you what.
But I carried on eating them.
For those of you in the US, when I was in the US, I don't know, a few years ago, they did dill pickle Pringles, and honestly, Danger Club, they taste exactly like a dill pickle. They were amazing. Everywhere I went, I was just buying tubes and tubes of them. They were so good. And then I came back to the UK, and yeah, it's been a while, and I still think about it every day.
With a little tear for your dill pickle.
There's some amazing flavours, man. Like, have you like? There's a few crisps that do cheeseburger flavour, right?
Yeah.
And and they get it. Exactly, like they get the pickle, they get the ketchup, they get the mustard, they get the like cheese flavour and the meat. Like, how the fuck do you do that? It tastes exactly like a cheeseburger that you're eating with.
There's a bit in
chips. It's fucking.
There's a bit in Fast Food Nation, the book, where they talk about how you go into a lab and they put things under your nose and it smells like, sizzling barbecue meat, and then you open your eyes, you're in a lab. It's really interesting.
Yeah. I remember I watched a TV program on it, and it's literally, as you'd imagine, little vials of just clear liquid. Yeah. And they've managed to isolate the flavours. And there's certain flavours that they really struggle with, like banana, apparently, and a few others which they just can't seem to synthesise. It is. But then other ones, the guy was literally like, yeah, that's a roast beef chicken dinner with gravy and roast potatoes. Like, it's amazing.
I can smell the parsnips.
It is mad what they do taste labs on. It's crazy because what you distill the particular flavour from isn't always the actual original thing either. Like, the cheeseburger flavour could be made from like a bit of beechwood and a woodlouse, and you're like, how have you gotten this flavour from this? They're like, it's never really what you'd expect. They might not have used the actual source material in any of it.
This is very true, and you can look it up. Vanilla ice. If you buy cheap vanilla ice cream, the part of the flavouring that they use is from a badger's anus.
Oh,
yeah. No word of a lie.
And this is also true. If you buy records by Vanilla Ice, a key part of that is actually taken from Queen.
Yeah. And another one, if you buy Badger's arse flavour ice cream, it doesn't taste like vanilla. as a weird turnaround. Yeah. It's a popular delicacy in the UK. I sit there with my Brannigans and my Badger's arse sort of glacé.
By the way, listeners, if you are thinking about going out there and trying to tongue a badger's arsehole, do it and send us a video. We'd be up for seeing how that works. Because badgers, when they bite you, they won't let go until they've broken a bone.
Is that another British fact? Is that like the swan fact?
We've got a new show.
Honey badgers in particular, very aggressive.
Yeah, they're slightly different from your average black stripes badger. But yeah, you got to carry around a stick.
And they don't taste like honey either.
You know, neither do their arseholes. No, it tastes of vanilla.
It sounds like a good way to promote our new podcast, Tastes of the Hedgerow, where we'll be, hedgehog's
Before we
nose,
wrap up on this crisps thing, I have to let you know about the greatest crisp I've ever tasted. It's very important, right?
Go on.
When we were out in Mexico, when we were traveling, we found something called a zombie crisp. Now, what it is it's like a tortilla chip, right? A proper tortilla chip, a Mexican tortilla chip, rolled up, curled up, right? And it's bright green, right? There's no way that anywhere with any rules on what you can put into food would allow this thing out, right? Because it's fucking insane. It's bright green, and it is cucumber and jalapeno flavor, and it is the hottest crisp I've ever eaten, and they were so good because then there's the coolness of the cucumber flavor. They're insane, man. The green zombie. That's all I can say.
I tell you what. Who would waft a red hot Dorito crisp or a cucumber and jalapeno crisp near their mouth ulcer is Fulton Battlestone, who currently is a mouth ulcer in a pool of desert saliva.
He is.
That was Dan's job, not yours.
I know. Yeah, he's just dripping in there. I was going to say, I think
have nothing to say in I'm like you, Ross. I'm just pushing my chair back during the preamble in this one. We'll just lie back and think of Galarian and get through it until we can get to the adventure.
Well, I tell you what goes well with zombie crisps: cranberries. You're welcome. Let's go to the Oasis. The cranberries.
I don't feel welcome.
They
rip zombie.
It was okay.
No, they rip on.
That joke was okay. Moving on.
Unbelievable. Speaking of delicious spicy treats, there's something winding its tendrils around Fulton Battlestone. How are we feeling, Danger Club? You walked for 10 days through the wasteland to find some greenery, and now the greenery looks sinister.
We've got to share this pool with another apex predator. Fulton's crispy skin pockets.
It's true, and my mum always said to eat my broccoli, and clearly she was wrong. You need to kill the broccoli before it takes you into a crystal clear pool of dwarf flesh.
See, I mean, we have all jumped, so we have all wargamed this. The tendril is snaking itself towards Fulton. We've assumed it's going to try and eat, kill, or osmosis one of us. It could just be like, hey, friend, hey.
I mean,
yeah, it could just come and talk to us, you know.
It's salad true. And having witnessed the sunburn horrors of the last 10 days, Felder's quite tempted to let it take him and just I don't want to see any more. It's, it just keeps getting worse every day.
It just comes down and goes, those owls have been shitting on me for fucking weeks, thank you.
The owls were the apex predator of this desert. Well, let's find out, shall we? So when we last left our heroes, you had trekked through the wastelands until you found yourselves at this grove of strange trees, strange plants that seem to be growing out of the waste around a spring. Fulton predictably took off all his clothes and ran into the spring and started splashing around. The rest of you followed in. But now one of them is leaning in to Fulton, and we'll pick it up right there. Fulton, as you are splashing around, a sort of leafy tendril just kind of winds itself around you, and as you turn around, one of the enormous plants is just kind of leaning down towards you. What would you like to do?
I'll turn to it and go, hello.
The plant goes, hello.
My name's Fulton Battlestone.
There's this kind of a rustling among all of the plants around, and they all kind of shiver a little. They shake a little. The plant says, I am Nunai.
Hello, Nunai. would you like some armpit meat? He pulls off some armpit meat off his armpit.
Is it just you now? It's not actually separate meat. It's just literally strips of Fulton that he's pulling off his armpit. I mean, this.
He throws it towards the plant.
He throws it. Immediately, some of the plants kind of move back from it as if they're frightened, and then kind of...
It's food! Yum, yum, eat!
They kind of look around, and then one of the tendrils picks up the meat and kind of holds it, and then just looks back to you and goes, "Yum yum,
yay!"
Can we see any of this?
Yeah, you're all watching this unfold.
Fulton, are you making sure they've got a taste for humanoid flesh?
I do the thing he does in Jurassic World where Chris Pratt just puts his hand out towards Caragor and is like, "Don't worry, I've got this."
I imagine as your armpit meat is dangling from your bingo wings.
Yeah.
God.
Nunai moves he turns around and it back into the kind of the grove, and there's a snap sort of sound, and it comes back out with a tender long stem of greenery, and just kind of holds it out to you and goes, "Yum yum."
Oh, thank you. He takes it.
Okay, you take the thing. It is food.
What is it? Is it just grass?
No, it's like a kind of a real thick, like a big thick wedge of asparagus, if you imagine that, but like enough to hold in one hand, kind of just green stem.
I bite into it.
Bite into it.
This is that bit where we have, it's we're in the desert, it's peyote, it's bloody peyote, that's it.
Yeah.
Last 5 episodes worth of hallucinations.
Yeah. Imagine that we're like within touching distance of starting the Slithering, and we begin a 5 episode drug arc.
We have a tiny sort of 5-man Burning Man in the middle of the desert. Just.
You bite into it. It tastes fresh and clean and nutritious, and you kind of munch it. There's a kind of a general hum of approval among all of the plants around as the plants go.
Shania notices this. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Nune.
Shania notices this, and her eyes widen at the possibility of fresh vegetation to yam on, and she she rushes forwards and said, Nune, hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Shania Rin. Do you have any more of this vegetation? I would very much like to try.
Yes, we have all that you can eat. And one of the other plants moves back, and there's another kind of snap, and it comes out and brings you just like an arm length stem of this kind of this greenery, and just presents it. Nunai says, "This is Summersap. She is my wife." The other plant just kind of nods, says, "You are welcome here." And offers you
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Who is this one?
Don't name them. We're eating people. Now we're eating people. Don't give them names.
I am not eating.
Shania chows down. Definitely chows down.
So, what brings you out here, Nune, in the middle of a desert?
We are the Gorons.
The Gorums?
The Gorons. Long ago, nothing grew in the deserts of Nex, and the people needed food. So a druid named Goras created the Gorons. Now there is food.
Aye, lots of tasty food as well.
Would you like some more?
No, I'm alright. Maybe in a bit. I've just had some armpit meat.
You kind of chow down. The rest of you notice that some of the plants are kind of, some of the the plants are starting to sort of close in around you, and Velda, one of the ones nearby, appears, just kind of presenting you with a small, like a piece of broccoli-sized plant on its tendrils and kind of just offers it out to you. It says, "Would you like some food?"
It's their child, isn't it?
It is tasty.
Yes, I'm sure it is, Nunai, yes. Well, I'll take it and hold it, because I've just eaten.
It's at any point has it been sentient? Can I ask?
Yes.
Oh, Gorham's balls.
It is my son.
Oh no! Oh no!
His name is Delicate Flesh.
Why did you call him that?
Tender. It is our purpose. We must feed.
Velton,
What do you eat?
We eat the sun. And they all kind of shudder.
That's a great album name, actually.
We eat the sun.
I imagine we're all like super parched, so Caragor's been edging round the pool, but seeing that it's all got bits of Fulton floating in it, has a moment of realization, looks at Velda, and then slowly gets out his water purifier and starts purifying the water. Anyone like a cool, fresh drink from the water purifier?
Oh, yes, please, mate. Cool.
Velda just sort of like gives him little guns.
Fulton's
Yes,
just
indeed.
like just swimming through, just like going.
I'm Fulton-proofing it. I'm Fulton-proofing it, as one apparently has to do when they go on an adventure. I have to pre-plan this kind of stuff. All right, here we go. I start handing the water out. I'm not really sure about taking the flesh. I'm seeing what the other members of the club are doing about the flesh.
I mean, so Shania is munching away because, like all she's had is like dry rations for 10 days. So like she's well up for it. Like vegetables, yes, please.
It tastes delicious, and they are incredible. Like, they hand you more. The more you eat, the more they hand you, and the more of the Gorans come forward and hand you these stems that they kind of, you hear them being snapped off somewhere in the woods, and then they come back and bring them to you. Yes, enjoy.
It's going to be like Alien. Are we going to get like a broccoli kind of bursting out of our chest?
Broccoli sprouting out their eyes.
Nene.
Sat there.
Yes.
Where do you know we are looking for Kibwe? Do you know where that is?
They all kind of move together and just kind of huddle, and there's like a... and he comes back and says, yes, Kibwe is the city beyond the mountains.
Which way?
We can show you. We are going that way.
What?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so you move.
There's a sort of a rumbling, and the Nunai kind of shudders and shakes, and then pulls itself out of the ground onto sort of some tendrils that kind of spread out as its roots pull up and just kind of sprout on the ground, and it moving along.
Do you mind if I ride you?
Yes, ride me. And if you want a nibble...
Okay, I'm gonna ride you. I climb on. I put my armor on first, and then I climb on the back.
Shania turns to Velda, with a mouthful of delicious vegetation, and said, "You see, Velda, this is why druids are the best. Okay, this is the kind of beauty that they bring into the world, okay? Not bring back like dead people and things, okay? We create vegetation. It's about nature. It's about, this is the kind of thing that's, look at this beautiful thing. It's so amazing. Oh, honestly, yeah.
It's true. Yes, a sentient creature that wants you to eat it is truly a beautiful thing. It's quite magnificent.
I mean, now you put it like that, actually, Velda, it's been given with consent. Excuse me, Mr. I don't actually know pronouns. I'll just say Nunai. Nunai, like delicious flesh, or sweet face, or whatever they're called. Is there a point where if you keep breaking bits off them, then they will die? Because I don't necessarily want to partake in the slight culinary death of your offspring.
All of the Gorans just kind of giggle. Like,
No, that was not the.
Nunai says, "No, we are immortal. If you consume us, we will regrow. Delicate Flesh is my son, but he is also my uncle."
Wow. So broccoli really keeps it in the family, huh?
How does he grow again? How does that work,
But
mate?
we're now stepping down a cursed path. Now this is forbidden.
No, I want to see, because I want to see if Fulton's going to get something pop out of his.
The theme tune for Dark starts playing in the background.
How does it work then? So your uncle was eaten, and then what happened?
We replanted and he regrew.
But if he was eaten by something, how did you get him back?
From the poopy of the persons that ate, yeah? From the poopy of the persons that ate. All we need to do is defecate here, and then everything will grow.
Several of them start shuddering closer to Shania, and you hear, "Yes, fertilize us."
Right. Okay.
I think probably it's just the sort of there's still a root system that is not eaten of these creatures, and then it just grows from there, I imagine.
Hang on a minute. This has strategic advantage. If we were to eat a load of these and take a few as snacks, then if we were to next time we came to like Kidway or out in the wilds or stuff, wait till then to have a poo, we could grow a small handy army of these little guys.
Oh yes, I can certainly see the Whispering Tyrant quaking in fear as we unleash our battalion of walking broccoli at him.
Hey, I mean, they're giving naked Fulton a ride around. You know what I mean?
They clearly have no regard for their hygiene whatsoever, and I'm not eating any of Nunai.
They just want to feed us and help us out. Like, they might be useful. How long can you hold on to your poo for?
That's a very personal question.
I know, I wouldn't have asked Velda, but now it's become a question of strategic and military import.
Is this it? Is this the shit episode?
It wouldn't be our first. Nunai says, "You must come with us to our main grove. It is on the way to the mountains. From there we can guide you and give you enough food for your whole journey."
Well, this is fantastic. It has been a pleasure meeting you, Nunai. May I have some more?
Of course.
I can't wait. I can't wait till the world guide comes out for this Pathfinder and find Nunai in this, the sentient plant thing that
sentient
gives
broccoli.
Yeah, we're recording a little way ahead of the Mwangi Expanse book, so there's a bit of license. Oh, don't tell Luis about this when he comes on the show again. Right. So,
his kids are his uncle and also his kids as well.
Here is the broccoli.
This is very much my pitch to be able to write for boys.
Yeah. I've got this brilliant idea.
Come, we will show you the school.
Okay, come on in. Let's go and see the school.
So we're all riding, right? We're all riding in Nunai.
Velda asked politely, one of the bigger sort of ones, says, "Can I just ride on your branches, please, with my fox?"
Are you like all Nunai, or are you just like? Do you have your own separate names?
No, we have our own names.
Oh, what's this guy's name? Well, what's this thing's name?
This here is Summersap.
Summersap? Who's that? Points down below.
This goes with fish.
How many fish do you come across around here?
Very few.
Yeah, Dad, there's very few in that pool left. Do you know what I mean? After Fulton's been in there. Blimey.
Hey, I did a little wee in there as well.
I purified it.
I thought so.
You horrible bastard.
Just look for the yellow bit and swim away.
Swim away.
It's like a pool when you've got chlorine in it, and it just comes up.
We can all image. We don't need any help imagining you pissing in a pool. We can all get that.
If you're wondering who it is that pees in the pool, it's Russ.
Because the frightening thing is, like, our friendship is long enough that now I'm going back over it being like, have I ever been in a pool with Ross?
Almost certainly. A pool, a car, a bus, the same building. I mean, it's pretty much...
Yeah. It's all out.
You never know. You never know.
So who is not right? Is anyone not riding a Goran?
I guess if they've... Gary wouldn't turn down a ride, no.
They sweep you up.
Bubba's knackered. He's jumping on there.
Oh yeah,
battered on me.
All right.
Feet are killing me.
Yeah.
So they gather you up into their foliage and stride off. After they kind of rumble and tear up out the ground, they start striding away along. And as you look back over your shoulder, you see the spring water begin to kind of recede and drain away into the ground as they move away from it. And they stride off. They walk for the rest of the day with you all kind of riding on their backs, but you're able to shelter in the foliage. So it is actually a welcome respite from the onslaught of the sun as you make your way, as they make their way through the desert, until finally you, in the far distance, looking up, you can see the peaks of mountains beginning to appear on the horizon. Nunai looks back to you and says, "Those are the mountains that separate the wastelands from the jungles beyond. Your city is on the other side of the Oars. Our grove is not far from the foot of the mountains. It is this way."
No.
But why do we can just get off here and just go straight to the mountain now. Thanks, Nunai.
Yeah, but we just said.
No, I mean, I thought, what happened to your pooing for victory plan?
I mean, I've got a load of them inside me now, and I've got a bit left over for snacks. I've got enough. I don't need to stock up any further. I'm worried that if we go to their home, they'll ask us to eat their queen or something, and then we'll become soil and fertilizer. And
but
I am worried that it will be very rude of us to have got a ride from these people all day and to not come into their homes that they have invited us into. I mean, this is not the way that you do things with people. Okay, all right. So
do you know what, Shania? You're right. My book on etiquette on how to deal with sentient plant people who want you to eat them is gone off. I skipped that bit of finishing school. You know what? That's my bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. Okay, if that's what you did, but you can take it from me.
I mean, it does feel like that there could be something sinister, though. I have to agree with both of you. I'm in the middle here. Do you know what I mean?
We do have a mission to do. Do you know what I mean? We have got that.
Exactly.
Nunai, are you going to eat us when we go back to your village?
All of them stop.
No.
Okay.
We are here to feed you. Are you feeding anything else? No, we eat the sun.
And they all kind of shake and shake. And it's kind of hard to hold on for a minute.
It's been so lovely to meet you, and you are so kind and loving and giving. And I apologize for the rudeness of the rest of my compatriots.
I'm up for going. I think it's fascinating. I get to hang out with sentient broccoli every day.
I would love to come back and say hello to your family.
All right, we're all right.
We understand. Sometimes people do not care for Gorans. Like when we came to see the humans in Nex to say, "Can we come to your city?" And they burned us with fire. So now we live in the wasteland, trying to feed people we find.
You know what? You are right.
What?
Humans are. Oh, sorry. Okay, fine.
No.
Fine. You talk, Bugden. You talk.
What happened to your druid person that created you?
The humans burned him alive.
Whereabouts?
In the city of Quantium.
Could you maybe remind me of his name?
Gora?
He was called Goras.
Goras. Okay, Goras.
We will help. We will show you Quantium.
And they all turn around and start walking
No,
back.
no, no.
the other way.
No. Don't take us to your
We've
village.
seen it, we're
because
done,
we're going to... No.
Very well.
They all turn back around again.
All right, fine, Club, we can go, but I want it known that we are going for whimsy and whimsy alone, all right? So when something inevitably goes wrong, I'll be tapping my eye patch at you, all right?
Jam.
I'll be tapping my beak.
You're from Quantium, aren't you?
Yes, I think so.
He's got a mouthful of leaves.
Can you use your memory if you recognise that name at all?
That's right, Jam. Use your memory.
Yes. Yes, use your memory of someone who probably died hundreds of years ago.
Aye, use your memory.
It's all right.
I choose you.
We're judging.
He focuses. One of his eyeballs plops out. And he kind of pushes it back.
Oh, it wasn't very effective.
I think my memory might be overloaded.
All right, don't worry about it.
Never mind, yes. We'll leave it for now.
Oh my God.
What?
Jam is sticking leaves to himself at the moment.
I think I might actually be a druid after all. Still not decided.
So they take it. It is starting to get dark now. The sun is gradually beginning to dip, and it's starting to dip over the horizon and get a little dark. So you are going to need to camp anyway. The Gorans take you to another grove of trees. It's now starting to be not quite so arid around here. As you're getting closer to the mountains, there are scraps of vegetation around here and there, and they lead you to another cluster of very similar-looking plants, which all kind of shudder and seem to part and move as the Gorans approach, and then they kind of just form in and join this forest. And you see that there is another spring of water that has welled up in the middle of it, of which they are all around. Nunai announces as you arrive,
Our people! We have brought people from the wasteland to dine on us!
The Gorans all
I
go,
thought you were going to say to die.
To what?
Carry
on waiting for that last consonant to fall into place before fully relaxing.
The Gorans the whole forest kind of shudders and goes, welcome, and just kind of all shake and shudder. You all clamber down.
Would you care for music?
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely.
Yes, definitely yes.
Yes.
Play some music for us, please.
Hear the songs of our people.
And the whole forest ought to start going.
I totally thought you were going to ask Colin to bake some beautiful music, man.
It's like a Lady Gaga song.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 caught in a barrel.
We are edible plants. Can I just ask as a retrospective thing on the 10 days that we travelled here? Like, did we eat rations or did we eat owl?
I ate rash.
It was only one flipping owl. I mean, what, 10 days just to gently picking this owl to
We caught loads of owls.
Also, Drum only gave it to us after like a little while, so
yeah,
it was rotten.
It was
probably
like 3 days after.
Yeah.
I can tell you now, after the roasting that Shania gave him, Velda did not touch any owl unless they were directly, literally, a life or
Just
death.
basically, I don't, because I cross off 10 rations of my own. I don't know who else I'm handing them out to.
I believe the plan was that Shania was going to create food and water for someone.
Yeah, that was okay. I mean, I already had rations anyway.
Oh, we had
I created food. Yeah, cave water and cave food. Like it's mushrooms and water. It was disgusting.
I mean, we had some coconuts as well. So
I had my own rations. I didn't eat the food I made with magic. Shania had her own rations, which were much nicer.
Magic.
So. I mean, a lot of my coconuts were rubbed into Fulton's skin as well.
That's true.
So the water that we're drinking now, the purified water, tastes slightly of coconut.
Nuna, I forgot to ask you while we were traveling. Have you seen anyone else, like other people like us, like traveling. Maybe like this weird like guy who's like really, he talks about himself in the third person a lot. A bit of a dick.
He goes,
No, we have seen no one. You are a long way off the trade road.
Okay. What's next in the merriment?
Is there anything left of Noonai? Because I'm sort of imagining Fulton just riding a bit of a stump by the time we get there, because he's just been eating and eating and eating. So.
bites taken out of him.
Yeah.
He's huge.
Yeah.
So it's sort of all right.
Shania is the most excited she's been since she's met these guys. She's like dancing around. She's thrown her like sort of shrouds off, and she's dancing around with Philippe, holding his hands, dancing to the music, and like doing like a sort of like hippy dippy Earth Mother type dance, where she's like really connecting with the plant and the nature around her, and like she's almost like going into a trance, and like sort of
your shoes are off.
Yeah, the shoes are way off. The shoes are way off. And yeah, she sort of sidles over to Caragor and says, "Oh my God, like this is just the most amazing. Don't you feel the energy in this place? It's just like, oh my God, I feel so connected to it. Can you feel that?" She puts his like her hand on his heart and like grabs his hand and puts his hand on hers. Like, will you breathe with me? Oh, yes, breathe with me now. Come on.
All right. Feeling that chakra.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so fresh.
So
will you dance? She grabs him for a dance.
I was just. Oh God. All right. Oh, I mean, as Caragor. I mean, I dance as Carabonhara, but Caragor doesn't really dance. But you know what I mean. But all right, I'll do it with you.
Philippe's like drumming some sounds. Like Philippe's giving it some business.
I'll tell you what. Their music's not too bad either. It's not conventional. That's what I quite like about it. You know what? I'd sort of put it in the category of roots.
Fulton is dancing to the songs like Theresa May in that video, where she's just really badly.
If you haven't seen that, Dangerlings, just Google Theresa May dancing. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's what he looks like.
Oh, amazing. And the Gorons have kind of laid out a load more of the food on kind of on rocks and things around near where the pool is, so you can go and sort of help yourself as much as you like.
Are any of the Gorons playing an instrument?
No, the Gorons they only have their song. They never invented instruments.
All right, Bubba's just kind of sitting on a rock trying to play along with the banjolele, but he can't quite get the chord structure right because it doesn't seem to follow anything. It's good. I can't really play along with it though.
You are so talented, Baba.
Thanks. Nah.
So hard on Zoom as well. It's even more harder on Zoom.
That reflects the nature of the gig, isn't it? Yeah. And Caragor shouts over, hey, Bubba, you are talented, aren't you? Hey, because of your friendly claws.
Caragor! I run over to Caragor and do that punchy thing again.
Claws really sharp.
We do not understand.
Fulton, you're getting some more vegetables. There's more stems. There's some leaves. There's kind of stems parceled up in leaves. There's some roots that have been kind of placed in a bowl made out of a hollowed out sort of rock. There are some like seed pods that you haven't seen that are kind of like sort of large shiny things on one end of the table.
Fulton picks up one of the seed pods, and he hasn't gone to the toilet for a while, so he walks off while the party's going off into the forest to take a dump.
Okay. You take one of the seed pods. What do you do with the seed pod?
Oh, I eat it while I'm peeling.
I thought you were going to poo in the seed pod and then put it back in the
Dan,
plate.
for a moment there, I thought you were going to role play the whole.
No.
I was like, mate,
Fulton ravioli out of that seed pod.
Little tortellini packet there. There you go.
Oh, you ruined an entire nation's cuisine for me, Ross. Oh, okay.
Anytime you eat tortellini now, that's what you're going to think of. Biting into it and being like, what?
It's the 1-2 punch of your story about the pube on the dessert tray in an Italian restaurant, followed by this. Now I'm done with Italian food.
I'm still not convinced
think we
that
cut
pube
that.
wasn't yours. Somehow I'm disgusted.
didn't we
by
cut
this.
that story? Because
didn't.
of, did I not?
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah,
It's in
you
our
kept...
greatest hits.
Yeah.
A victory
That's
for
in the
Ross.
greatest hits.
Crows it.
It's coming up on Ross's Christmas album as well this year.
Yeah.
So you rest for the evening. The night wears on, and you kind of you bed down for the night. Noon Eye has told you he will take you to the Nadali Gap in the morning when the sun has risen, because it is they cannot really travel at night because they need the sun to feed them to be able to be active. So you kind of settle down and you rest. As you're resting, everyone give me a perception check while you're asleep.
Nope. I didn't see nothing.
31.
31
19.
and 19.
25.
25. What you got, Velda?
17.
17. Okay. And Fulton?
Don't worry. Don't worry. I mean, it's still not too bad.
Did you fall asleep whilst having a dump? Are you just sort of slumped against a tree?
It's
seed
15,
pod in your
but
hand?
I assume that's a fail, but yeah.
So Fulton, you sleep. Fulton, you sleep soundly, as does Velda. Bubba, you just become aware of something, and you wake up in the night, and you can just feel something in your beak, and you kind of look down, and there's like a little broccoli in your beak, and you look down, and the broccoli kind of shimmers and just goes yum yum yum.
What are you doing? What are you doing? As Bubba spits him out on the floor. What are you doing, mate? What's going on? What are you trying to do?
The tiny broccoli just looks up at you and says, I am delicious.
Yeah, but I'm asleep. I don't want to eat you like you're talking to me. I don't want to eat something that's chatting back to me. Do you know what I mean?
Midnight snack?
Midnight snack. Listen, you just crawled in between my beak. You know, in my teeth, in my beak. I don't know if I've got teeth in my beak. That's something for some artist to like show me. I don't know.
Like years now.
But that was just weird. You know.
You looked hungry.
Hungry? I looked asleep is what I looked. Blimey, look, I'm not having a go, but you can't just crawl into people's mouths like that. It's freaky. You feel something moving around in your mouth when you're trying to doze off. Can Bubba look around? Can he see any other little broccolis trying to crawl into other people's mouths?
No, you seem to be the only one who has been targeted by one of them. There aren't too many of the little ones around. Most of the Gorons are asleep.
What? Look, can I just get a little? Can I get on your level? Because why do you want to be eaten?
It is my purpose.
But if you're eaten, you're dead, aren't you? That's it. That's the end of you.
No. The Gora seeds preserve us.
Right. Now, when you go into someone's belly, like if I was to eat you right now, what happens then? Because this is freaking me out.
This body would be destroyed.
As in my body?
No, my body. But so long as the Gora seeds are preserved, they can be replanted, and we will always be reborn.
He gestures over to a pile of seeds by the riverside.
They are our most precious resource.
Right. You see him over there, right?
Yes.
And I point to Fulton. Look, go and get in his mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, don't bother me again. All right, see you later.
He is quite high up. It is a long way. Will you put me in there?
What do you mean put you in there?
It will take me a long time. Please just put me in his mouth.
I mean, it's your lookout, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Fucking weird.
Okay.
All right, I get my sling out and I just aim it towards Fulton's head. Just
Make a ranged attack.
just slinging him with a catapult while you're asleep. Proper this is like scout pranks, like time.
yeah, 26.
26. Fulton, you just wake up and there's a lump of broccoli is fired at high velocity into your mouth while you're asleep.
Midnight snack. Thank you.
Well, that's the end of that weirdness.
And you go back to sleep. The following morning at first light, all of you start to stir and awake. The Gorans kind of gather around. Nunai, all of the bite marks out of him, comes and finds his.
Today we will take you to the mountains. We will all go to see you because we will never forget this pleasant meeting with all of you. It is the happiest time in our lives.
Can I be your king?
Yes.
Yay! What is your what sort of ancestry are you again?
We are Gorans.
That's it, King of the Gorans.
King of the Gorans.
Hey,
I was about to say that it has been the greatest thing in the world meeting you. Unfortunately, Fulton has kind of ruined it for me again, piece of shit. But it has been a genuine pleasure and honor to meet you, and I hope that our paths will cross again in the future. Oh wait, we're not saying goodbye, are we? No, it's okay. We've still got time. Okay, great. Yeah, let's go to the mountains.
Could you place a crown upon my head? Maybe like a broccoli crown or something?
You know what, Fulton? In any other situation, I'd have backed that crowning. You'd have had the backing of the Caragor Vizier, but it just feels wrong in this moment to try and king this lot.
Or twigs. That doesn't really matter.
Hey! Instead, can I be cheeky and have one of your seed pods?
They all go.
Oh wait! No, what have I done? What is it like? Children? Have I carried it? Oh no! Do you know? I can back out. I back out of it. It's weird.
No. The seed pods are precious. The seed pods are not to be given
Caragor
away.
just side eyes Fulton.
When a Goran dies, its spirit is held within the seed pod. When that is replanted, the Goran can regrow.
Right.
If something were to happen to the seed pods, a Goran would never return.
Fel, you have absolutely nothing to fear from us, okay? We respect your ways, and you have been more than generous to us. So, please, none of us, and she looks around at everyone, would ever go anywhere near these seed pods. In fact, I would defend them with my life, and I'm sure all of my compatriots would do the same.
I rescind my ask for a seed pod. I now see they are of intrinsic value to your community, so I don't need one anymore. Thank you anyway.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would never defile such a sacred thing as your seed pod.
No, I wouldn't either. I just want to say, though, it has been a bit weird. I just got to speak my truth. You lot are a bit weird. All right? It's cool. Like, you do you. I'm grateful to meet you, and you should be grateful that, you're alive. But, for me, it was a bit strange.
We are sorry, Baba.
No,
Would
don't.
you like to eat some of our children to make up?
No, let's just have a hug. Me and you just have a hug. Come on. I'd go to hug.
Nunai gives you a hug.
Would you like a nibble while we're here?
Trying to force their elbow into my mouth. No, get out!
Fulton is sweating profusely in this
Come on,
moment.
Fulton, we've all set up piece to the nice little Gorans.
I also realise the importance now of the sea.
Can Caragor just go over to Fulton and just whisper gently in his ear, Fulton, if you've got one of their sea pods, I'm going to put you in my fucking bag.
I already ate it last
Shit it
night.
out. Shit it out. Shit it out.
What's going on over there, guys?
Shit it out.
What's happening?
Have a strong coffee and shit it out, alright?
Okay,
what's going on?
Nothing, babe. It's all right.
Fulton.
Fulton's just got his, runny tummy again. He's just going to run behind somewhere.
I'm just going to go behind this
Non-sacred.
leaf over here.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we go to the mountains then, yeah?
Yeah, just give us a few minutes. Caragor is definitely
We'll
not
just give him a
Fulton
couple
at
of
the
minutes. Yes, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's quite big. Take me away. Hold on. I really respect all of your plant people.
Be an adventurer, they said. See the world, they said. Tackle great quests, they said.
What are you doing, our king?
Just having a poo.
Would you like to use us to assist you, King Fulton?
If you could hand me a leaf.
I will hand him a leaf. I am the royal, I'm the right hand of the king. I will hand him a leaf, a non-sentient fucking leaf, for fuck's sake.
All praise King Fulton.
I hand Fulton a sandy, porous rock.
Thanks,
fucking welcome. I can see you.
Fulton comes back a little while later. After, Why did they have them on the table if I wasn't supposed to eat them?
Because it's the birthing table. Nothing around here is normal. Why would you just automatically eat something they offered themselves to eat? Why would you eat the things they didn't offer?
Anyway, about that crown.
Hold on, wait. I just want to check something. Did the seed pod come out whole? Is it still okay? Did he digest it?
I mean, he was chewing it, right?
I look at the
your feces,
the stuff that comes out, and see if I can see anything.
Oh, play role-playing games that you can do.
It's been so long since we've had to deal with a Fulton.
They're just like the California raisins in your poop. Just
I'll make a perception check on my own feces.
You have to wash them in their own sacred pool as well in order to, even if they come out whole,
It's probably, if they survived going through Fulton, which I highly doubt, it's probably a very good environment for them, and they're probably going to be the strongest of the Gorons now.
Oh no, because then Dan's going to make us play them in 8 games' time. There's going to be a spin-off with Fulton's shit Gorons,
Adventures of the Grove. For some reason, 8 Gorons went bad, and we've got to track them down.
They were just bored.
I can't wait to hear Dan's Goron voice in a Scottish accent as well.
Yeah. We're just going to use old clips of Ross and just speed them up.
Yeah.
I'll have a look and see if I can see any remnants of the same thing.
Give me a perception check to search for seeds.
That is a 20.
That is a 20.
The dirtiest of 20s.
Excellent.
You find a few seeds You find a few seeds. They look partially digested. I can't believe I'm describing this. Yes.
In it, yeah.
I cover them over with dirt, and I leave them there.
Just kind of you bury it and come back to where the Gorans are waiting for you. One of them pulls the leafy head off one of the smaller Gorans next to you and places it on your head. The smaller Goran goes, "Hooray!" and then falls over.
So it's now on top of the dead owl hat that I've also got. So,
You've circled round. You've circled round.
It's 131 episodes. I'm back to being king again.
That's as long as it
The
takes.
wheels of Fulton.
God. The Gorans lead you up to a mountain pass where it is quite a concealed mountain pass amongst the rocks. It's sheer cliffs on either side, but they lead you to a part where the slope is a bit narrower, and you're able to make your way up. And when the ground gets too uneven, Nunai finally stops and says,
"This is as far as we can go. Good luck, King Fulton."
Just quickly, do you do, just before you wrap up, I just wanted to ask, do you do stock takes on your sort of seeds? Like, do you count them, make sure you've got, there's 7 there.
Well, no, because who would ever take the seeds?
Hey.
They're precious. They are life itself.
Yeah,
exactly.
Carry on doing that then anyway. See you later.
And they all just sit side by side and wave as you make your way up the path.
Shania eyes Fulton suspiciously and decides she will quiz him later about what the fuck is going on, and then turns to the Gorons and says, "It has been a true honor meeting all of you, and I'm going to miss you very much. I hope that our paths will pass again. Thank you for all your kindnesses." She's weeping and she gives him a hug and then turns and goes off.
Goodbye, friends. We hope you will eat us again one day.
And you make your way up the mountain pass, and you hear one and go,
"I haven't seen Summersap in a while."
As you make your way up into the mountains towards the Mwangi Expanse. We're nearly there. That is where we leave it for tonight.
Yeah. One day we'll get there. One day.
Nice. One article on Pathfinder Wiki about the Gorans, and I was like, yep, that's an episode.
That was one of the best. I fucking loved that. They were amazing. This week's episode was made possible by our patrons, and especially our Dangerling of the Week, Stephen Rivet. Rivet? To get your name on the show, please go to patreon.com/DangerClubPodcast. I promise I'll get your name spot on. Bye!